Hi everyone, this is Natasha, and I'm finally doing the video of the Wild Orchid Craft Design Team Project Challenge for February. I'm woefully behind. However, the last week or so I've been doing Ustream to finish up the project because otherwise it would have just sat on my desk. So I'm sure many of you can completely commiserate with that. The fact is, we're all very busy, but I so wanted to finish this. So let me share with you what I've done. I started out with Sizzix dies, which are the blanks that I sent to the entire Wild Bunch. And I altered mine slightly because there was a finial at the top, which I trimmed off. And this is one of the interior pages because I also trimmed off the chimney stack. But the cover and the back page, I left the chimney stack on. Now, I sent out 3 of each of these, just 3 sheets to each of the design team members, YouTube design team members for Wild Orchid Crafts. And I was initially going to make one with 5, but then I realized I think 3 is really a good amount, especially for me to work on, and the amount of dimension that I was building in. So I have 3 pages from the Sizzix die, and what I'll do is I will list the entire supply list of all of the Wild Orchid Crafts as well as other products that I've used for this mini on my blog, and I'll include a link in the description below. So whether you're watching this on my YouTube channel or on the Wild Orchid Craft channel, you'll have a link to my blogspot to have the full list. So that being said, this is the front. I made a door out of spare pieces of chipboard, and it's 3 layers of chipboard, which are then colored with black acrylic paint. I'm just looking around to see, I think I had it near me. Oh, it's right here. It's the Folk Art Metallic Sequin Black. And then over that, I have the Distress Crackle Paint in Antique Linen. And Hitch Fastener from Tim Holtz. I handmade a couple of hinges out of grunge paper, and the door is functional. And what I think I'll do is I'll put my information in there. And then the shadow box is made out of the Tim Holtz Alterations on the Fence. Let me show you. On the Fence die. And it's 2 layers of it out of chipboard, and then covered in cream color paper, which was then distressed with tea dye, antique linen, and old paper, which you now can see very little of, and then crackle paint and peeled paint, or crackle paint and peeled paint, the distressed crackle paint, as well as distressed stickles and peeled paint. So there's lots of texture on the fence. And then on the fence there are sweetheart blooms and 10mm open roses in pale greens, and this is from the green assortment pack, and itty bitty little butterfly. Now these are leaves which I turn into trees, and it's the green fern leaves, LL00012. So because they're symmetrical, I fold them in half and created a 3-dimensional tree, and then a couple of staggered for depth. And as you can see, the fence has a little bit of relief. And then this was my husband's idea to add a little kitty to the front, so his poor little behind is hot glued to the cover. And then with Cuttlebug letter dies, I just spelled out our home. And the mini is bound with silver, just regular silver binder rings, and there's a little key on it for the front of the house. So that's the front. And then the first page, oh, and I didn't mention, I used Graphic 45's Lirum Antique paper for this entire mini. And the only other thing I used is black cover stock and cream cardstock. So I just cut out the circle image, layered it on some silver doilies, which these look much brighter obviously, all I did is I rubbed on top of the silver, just ever so slightly, the Colorbox fluid chalk in Chestnut Roan, which was used throughout. What I forgot to mention is the cover is cream color cardstock run through the Sizzix bricked folder, and then distressed with all of the distress inks that I used throughout: tea dye, antique linen, and old paper. So then the doily is glued down, but the image of the lady serves as a pocket, so there's a round spot for either photograph or photo on one side and journaling spot on the other. And then here, as you can see, there's a peach color lily, and that's from the 40 mixed peach orange lily flowers, FS 00201, and it has been covered in aluminum leaf and then triple thick on top of it. And I will have a separate video showing how I do this effect. And then it's surrounded with 15mm and 10mm open roses in this pale sage green. It's beautiful. And then I just fussy cut the little stamp from some of the paper remnants that I had left over. And then these little blings are from this 100 pack, and I used the 3mm size, and there's the code for that. And again, if I leave any of the product code information out, I will have that fully listed on my blog. This little image was adhered on this side right here, so there's actually a piece of paper missing, but I covered it with the flowers. And then this one I put on dimensionals, as you can see right there. But I also layered it on a piece of black cover stock. So each page has black silver as the grounding force, so the grounding colors. So this looks a little bit like a cameo because I backed it on a little piece of black. Then I have another one of my gilded lilies and some more 15mm and 10mm open roses. And then I made 3 tags out of remnants of paper, just simply cut with the edges. And then this ribbon, peach ribbon, is right here. It's the 1/2 inch RR 00062, and you get an enormous amount, almost a lifetime supply. And then on top of 2 of them, I have these adorable little peach satin small bows, RB 00015, and this one has the large sequin butterfly embellishments, which is EM 00026. However, I didn't want to introduce another metallic color of the gold sequins, so I backed 2 of them with the back side. I just glued them together, and I attached a little ribbon with a tiny attacher. So it's a space for a little journaling or some one of those 1x1 photos. And again, the doily was used as a pocket on this page, and only the corners were glued down. And this was, the shininess was toned down with the Chestnut Roan ink. So, and the next page is a little envelope, and that's the Sizzix scallop lace envelope die. And I cut that with the designer paper that has the brown on one side and the dancing couples on the other. And then I cut it again with a black cover stock and just trimmed about 1/4 inch on either side to create a tag for it. And then added some more of those pearl rhinestones and a couple of fussy cut images of the dancing couple. I have another lily, but this one, instead of having the aluminum leaf, it's just covered with triple thick by Deco Art. And a little simple ribbon, which is what's holding the envelope together, and another little stamp fussy cut. A little piece of the doily peeking out. This one is a trifold, enough for journaling or a date, photo, a little image of the dancing couple. And then I just have that same peach ribbon and a little bow, a little bit of the silver doily, a few of those open roses, another stamp. Pretty simple, but you know, I think effective enough for all the images to be highlighted. And then the back page has the rest of the fence that I cut into two, also super dimensional, as you could see, with all sorts of flowers, with the sweetheart blooms and the 10mm assorted green open roses, as well as two more of those leaves making the trees, and the window, like you're peeking into their bedroom, of the image, one of those small piece images from the Graphic 45's collection. And then I crackle accented the shutters, which are adhered at a little bit of an angle. So that's my mini. I finally finished it. Quite happy with it. So I'll include a link in the description to my blog post that will have the full list of all the products used. And the last thing I wanted to mention is I'm giving this away. I'm giving this mini away, so if you leave a comment, whether it's on my channel or on the, if you're watching this on the Wild Orchid Craft YouTube channel, on either one, I will leave this open for 1 week. If you must be a subscriber to Wild Orchid Crafts and my channel. So not too much to do, right? Just leave a comment, let me know what you think. I think this is my first full mini, and this was a lot of fun to do. And for those of you who don't know, whenever I go live on Ustream, I post a message on Facebook, on the Facebook wall of Wild Orchid Crafts, with a link to my Wild Orchid Craft Ustream channel. So for the last week or so, I think I did 3 or 4 live streams where people were able to come in and give instantaneous feedback and suggestions and interact while I was working on this. So I will continue doing that. As a matter of fact, I will be doing that possibly tomorrow, working on Easter cards. So I can't wait to see what you guys think of this. And I'm open to constructive criticism. I think I always have been. I have loved working with these lilies, so I will have a separate video of the gilded lily that I've used throughout this mini. So good luck to everyone, and stay tuned for other projects that design team the Wild Bunch are making. So I will include a link in the description to the Wild Orchid Craft channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.